I'm Mark Taylor, and it's time again for the Mark Taylor Show. This week's guest is Greg Hooper. He's one of the organizers of the Charlotte County Hockey League and a local businessman. I'm sure a lot of guys and girls around the area will know Greg as one of the owner of Uncle Mayn's convenience store. Welcome to the show, Greg.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so you're basically, you've been in business now for a while with your store and stuff. And
Yeah.
I guess we talked off the air. You come from a long line of business people and stuff.
Yeah, my grandfather, and he was in the convenience store business, and my Uncle Mayn, Justin, who a lot of people know.
Hence the name, yeah.
Yeah, so everyone knows him. And
so you paid tribute to him through the name of your store, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, no, he died, a few years ago with cancer, and I just thought I'd name the store after him. I always looked up to him, and respected him a lot.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Well, that's good. I guess the whole crux of the bringing you on here is we're going to talk about some hockey.
Good.
And you're you're a big hockey fan.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Habs fan?
Habs fan.
Well, we don't have to talk about that this year.
Yeah.
Maybe if we can postpone this, we'll run it next year.
Yeah. Mark, I don't know how those Leafs fans put up with it. Like,
now you know how they feel.
Geez.
Now you know exactly how they feel.
I'll tell you.
So it's the Charlotte County Hockey League. Who's all in the league right now?
There's St. Stephen, Black Arbor, and St. Andrews.
Okay.
And, right now we're just getting ready to gear up for the playoffs, and things have been going good.
You haven't had any. Well, I guess when you started up, you didn't even get going at the first of the year, which was you got behind the eight ball because you didn't.
Yeah. The reason we got going is a young fellow down home there, Devin Moore, and Mikey Wright. They were just playing some exhibition games and things, and they wanted to get some kind of a hockey league going. And Jeff Cunningham got on board, and Matty Walsh and Jeff got a board of directors on going, and we started, just doing the schedule up and picking some teams, and away we went, and it's been excellent hockey. It's been great.
Well, there's been a void of hockey like this for quite some time. I mean, basically since the Silver Kings and Seahawks left town. I mean, the St. Stephen has the Aces and everything, which is junior, but this kind of caliber hockey of where basically it's working man's league and.
Yeah. No, it's and the thing is, it's all local guys, right?
Yep.
And we're not bringing guys in from St. John or Fredericton or everyone knows everyone, and it's working out good. And there's parity in the league. Like, we don't want
blowouts.
Blowouts. One team being 5 or 6 goals better than the other team, and there's been a lot of. I think there's been 3 games of overtime and 2 or 3 games of 1-goal games, and it's going to be good. And St. Andrews and St. Stephen, the first round of playoffs is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's going to be very good.
Well, how did you get the teams? Who picked them? Did you guys, like you said, you had a board? Is that how you
did it? We try to keep most of the St. Stephen guys together, and St. Andrews never quite had enough players, so we picked a few guys to go over there. Matty Walsh, who knows most of the players, he pretty much picked the teams in a way that we wanted to keep it
regional.
And parity in the league, and
Yep.
and we want all players to be playing. So we try to put 7 or 8 good hockey players on one team, and 7 or 8 players that are maybe not that caliber, muckers, sure, call them whatever.
Yep.
But we want everyone to be
role
playing.
players or whatever.
Yeah. And we put them all together, then and it works out great, and it's great hockey.
So there was you have a board? Is that what you're talking about? There's a board of you and Jeff. Is Matty involved in it as well, and Devin Moore, or is it?
Matty's a representative of one team, and Devin's a representative of the St. Andrews team, and there's a couple representatives of St. Stephen team, and there's a board of 6 of us all together. So.
Okay, so what would the board they handle? I mean, it's going to happen. A discipline, is that one of the things that they would handle?
Yeah. Any problems comes up in the league that the referees will send us a report, and we'll go from there, and just
And it's a good chance that one of the people are going to be at the game anyway. So,
we're always at the game.
So it's not like you're going to see it firsthand.
Won't miss a game.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's good.
So why do you think it went away? The senior, we'll call it senior hockey for lack of any other name, but why do you think it went away?
Well, I mean, we were here for 10 or 11 years in Blacks, and so those things sometimes run their course. And then it got a little bit too big. We were bringing in players from all over the place, and you know, it was a lot of fun, but it was just...
It was a money game after a
while.
while.
It was a money. And this right here, you can come to the rink. It doesn't cost you anything to play. You'll have one practice a week with no cost at all. So, I mean, that's where our goal is, to keep local players playing hockey with no cost in it.
And the other thing about it is, you mentioned, if you've got it, you're keeping it regional or whatever, you're going to be playing with your buddies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's, there's people that you've played against, played with. They're all on the other teams too. I noticed it the other night. I mean, I played hockey with some of the guys from St. Andrews. I played hockey with some guys in Blacks.
Yeah.
And then they're playing against each other now.
Yeah. No.
So
it's good.
It's a little bit different, you know. But it seems to be. You think it's going to last? You think it's
obviously? I think that next year we're going to probably have 4 to 5 teams. We're working on it already. Yeah, no, I think that you'll see there'll be 2 teams in Blacks, 1 team out of St. Andrews, and there's a possibility out there we could have 2 teams out of St. Stephen. So, right. I mean, it could be a 4 to 5 team league.
Maybe in Piscataway or someplace like that, if they want to get going.
Look, we'll play hockey anywhere. So,
so I could say Piscataway, the Piscataway Pirates or the Porcupines.
Well, I was thinking the name of the second team of Blacks there were the Tunaville Tigers.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So I haven't heard that name for a long time.
So that. I guess, how will you handle that? I mean, if you're going to, obviously, you got to get somebody to round up the players, or how are you going to, you're going to have a draft, or are you going to?
There's players calling us right steady now that want to play in.
Missed out on it.
Yeah, they see that it's not a goon show out there.
Yep.
They know that, you know, they're not going to go out there and get their head taken off, you know, and it's good hockey. And I think we put in St. Stephen last week, I think we put 750 people in the seats. You know,
wow.
You know, and it's great. And
it doesn't cost much to get in.
$5. It's cheap entertainment.
Yeah, it's like a couple cups of coffee, and and it's for 2 or 3 hours. And what I found was really good about it is that you know everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
I remember going to games, and the people that I knew never get on the ice.
Yeah, no.
Or never get on much. They get the odd shift, but it was the guys, obviously, if you're paying somebody to come and play, you're going to make sure they get ice time.
Yeah, well, they're the elite players, right? You know, so.
And then, if the game got up, if your team got up 8-1, oh, well, let's open it up. Let's lengthen the bench out. Everybody will play now.
Yeah.
Or you're down 8-1, but that preferably you're ahead 8-1. Neither one of them are any fun, really.
No, that's right. But no, with having all these local guys and, you know, keeping parity in the league, it's great, and I think that it will work this time. It will definitely work.
So you've been around the area forever. I mean, you grew up in this area, and you played hockey here.
Yeah.
You played hockey and baseball and stuff in the area. Who are some of the guys that you look back on through the years that you think, geez, I like the way that guy plays, or you must have some people that.
Barry Justin.
Yep.
I got a lot of respect for Barry Justin. He was our coach in high school, and Kevin McDonald, but Barry was was a class act, and he carried himself well, and a great athlete.
Barry,
and guys like Val Miles. They were character guys, and
I see there's one guy still going, Mike England.
Mike England.
He's still at her. I mean, he's had his name and number retired in Blacks Harbor, and I see him out there again. He's still going, still chugging.
He's the same age. Mike and I played hockey against each other, and Mike's my age, and he's just in phenomenal shape. You know, he's just unreal. He's a go-getter. The other night the score was a little bit lopsided, and I said, Mike and them were losing. They were a little bit short on players, and I said, look, do you want to play straight time? No effing way, He says, we're going to play this to the end, and that's just the way he is.
Is he trying to get you to lace him up?
Yeah, right. He'd have to tie my skates for me. So
okay, so there is obviously it's you're playing the same. It's 320s.
Yeah.
And it's stop time and everything.
Yeah.
It has. There's rules for fighting, right? I mean, how many? You say you had a limited amount of fights you can be in.
We're like the NHL. We got the 2-fight rule in there, which is good. So I mean, we haven't had no issues with that. I mean, there's been a few fights, and it's been good so far.
Do you think I'm not saying just for the league. I'm like philosophically, what you think? Do you think there's place for fighting in hockey, as a general rule? I mean, it's starting to leave the NHL. It used to be that everybody had a big guy sitting on the bench, and you just tap him, and he'd go out and tune somebody in. But it's starting to now that if you can't play a regular shift, there's no place for you in the roster anymore. Do you believe that it's got a place?
Oh, absolutely. I agree with fighting in the league. I like seeing a good tilt, and no, I think that if you don't like fighting in the game, maybe you should be watching golf.
Well, or the other thing that the argument that everybody always has, it keeps the stick work at bay.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't have any way to basically settle it, you'd have the high sticking and the spearing and stuff would be out of the world.
Yeah, no,
that's what you believe in.
Yeah, you made a good point there, and no, I absolutely I have no problem with all with fighting in the league.
So you've got a shortened schedule this time around. How do you decide if you have to discipline somebody? You look at the severity of it, obviously, and you must have. And if you see repeat offenders, then you're treating it like they do in the NHL.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
you can't have people that are going to go around taking people. There's no place in the league for that. I mean, it's a working man's league, right?
That's right. Yeah, we want people out there playing hockey. We don't want them up there gooning it up. Look, you want to square off with somebody, square off with them. But that's it. Don't be out there taking somebody's head off or
cross-checking from behind.
That's right.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. We want to try to keep it clean as we can, and we want everyone playing the game of hockey.
Right. So what would you rely on? You're saying you get the referee's report that comes in that says, this guy was fighting this guy, and he was doing this, that, and the other thing, and then obviously there was a high stick in or something like that, and somebody gets hurt. Man, I mean, people lose. It's out of their butt pocket, right?
Yeah.
That's
right.
You start losing pay because you get hit in hockey. That's a little bit.
Well, we just had an incident there. A young fella got his jaw broke, and I know the guy that broke his jaw. And he's a class act, and he felt terrible about it, and he played for the St. Stephen team.
But you come down hard.
We did. He got 7-game suspension out of it.
And that's basically the end of it.
That's pretty much the end of the year for him, and he realized it, and he accepted it, and he apologized to the league for this even happening, and the class act at St. Stephen is that they went and they raised $1,000 for the kid. So I mean, in St. Andrews they raised $500 for him, and that's what this league's all about. We all know each other, and we don't want to see that sort of thing happen in this league. So, my hat's off to St. Stephen and St. Andrews for
so you got to basically. You guys are there, or the disciplinary committee, or whatever it is to basically protect the players.
Absolutely, and we are going to protect them. We don't want no goons in our league.
No.
So that's.
So what are you obviously you draw from your personal experiences, because you told me when you were a kid and it drove you up the wall coming down to Blacks, and the rink dark.
Yeah.
That's basically what got you rolling, right?
Yeah, no, the last probably 2 years it's been on my mind about, geez, that arena's driving me nuts. We're not getting, it's not being used enough. So, and we get Maddie and Jeff and I and putting our heads together, and we're really going to try to make it work down there. We're going to get more hockey going in there. We're going to try to get the curling club going upstairs, and we're going to work at it. And this league,
bring it back to where it was.
That's right. And this league will
but still basically a Charlotte County league.
Absolutely, yeah. But there's not enough ice anyway in St. Stephen and St. Andrews to make it work. So they need that rink down Blacks there. The village already told us that we could have Saturday nights and Sunday afternoons next year. So which is prime time. The village has been excellent to work with. They're behind us 100%, and
well, it's money in their coffers that they didn't count on, really.
Well, that's right. Without that league there, there's probably another $500 a week, that they never had, without, but they've used us really, really good this year, and and I know next year they're going to use us even better.
How are you finding the response from the general public? Is it you can't go anywhere without somebody talking about it.
Oh, everyone's talking about this hockey. Like it's great. Like they're talking now. They're all local people.
Yep.
You know, everyone knows whether
Yeah,
they
you know,
know
you got
the
a
father
nephew,
or
you got
an
a
uncle
or whatever cousin playing on
and,
the team or something like that.
And the response that I'm hearing, like, you know, as far as to go up there and watch the St. John Sea Dogs, you know, look, they're phenomenal players, or even the Aces, they're phenomenal players. But, you know, our league's not as good as talented as them,
No.
but it's more entertaining.
Yep.
And that's what we're bringing to the
And you've got you've got a wide range of ages too, right?
Oh, yes. I mean, you look at someone like Mike England, and then you get someone, you know, just come out of high school at 17, 18 years old, you know. And but there's not too many Mike Englands, mind you.
No, that's right. Well, there's basically this has been going on for years too. Once you either you got out of high school or you got out of midget, and if you weren't jumping onto a junior team, your hockey days were over.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Especially when the industrial league closed up, because then there was no place for it to play, right?
No, that's right. But now there will be, you know.
Yep.
And it'd be just like the old Fundy League we used to have down there in Blacks. I mean, I can remember we used to have the Fundy League, and then we had the Junior Silver Kings, and we had the Senior Silver Kings, and
there was two industrial leagues at one time. Because Bonnie River and them guys had a team.
Right, yeah.
There was there was enough. There was two industrial leagues going. There was one that was contact, no contact.
Right.
And then what you said, you had the junior and senior Silver Kings. The rink was going all the time.
Oh yeah, but now it's just, you know, it's.
But it'll come again, especially.
Oh, absolutely.
When you get this going, you've planted the seed. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And the skill level. I mean, you've got skill level. You've got guys that have played. You know, played for the Silver Kings and the Seahawks, and then you've got guys that are just played some high school. But it all seems to work.
Oh, that's what you put that bunch together, and then you got a pretty good little squad there.
How did you figure out about the goalies? How are you gonna? I guess that's usually the big thing you build your team around is you get a goalie. Then you know, we got a goalie, or you got two goalies, I guess, usually,
there's been lots of goalies. Goalies hasn't been a real issue so far this year. So no, everyone's happy, and it's going great. I can't.
The only ones that aren't happy are the ones that didn't get in on it.
Yeah, and it's too bad. But I mean, you know, next year we'll get this started a lot earlier, and
I find. Like even August. I mean, it sounds absurd, but it may even before that. You start rolling into, you know, late getting to the middle of the summer. People starting thinking, well, what are we gonna do this winter?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna, once those playoffs is all over, we're gonna start work right away. Like we're gonna organize a couple golf tournaments and a softball tournament just to help, you know, fundraise and stuff, and get more players, you know, involved. And then we want to get a list of players. We want to have our teams all set and make sure there's, you know, they're all, you know, there's parity in the league, and you know, easy 4 or 5 teams.
Yeah. So I guess what you'll have to do is you try to keep the existing teams the same as they are, as long as everybody wants to come back.
Yeah. You know, I think.
Do you foresee a time when you could even trade or something like that, or people just say, you know, I want to go play with my buddies in St. Stephen, or I want to go play with my buddies in Blacks? Is that something that can happen?
It can happen, but it's got to be approved by the league.
Okay.
We want, for right now, I mean, we just want everyone to be equal, and that's like, you know, I'm from Blacks Harbor, but the other night when I was up to watching that game, I don't care who wins, but Blacks come back and won or tied that game 4-4. I was thinking the best thing for the league would be St. Stephen win this in overtime.
Yep.
Well, St. Stephen ended up scoring with 22 seconds left, and it was over anyway. But it was great, and it was a great game. And you know, myself, I don't care who wins. We just want to put a good product out there on the ice and have a lot of fun with it.
I had a question for you. Do you ever foresee a woman playing in the league, or women? I guess like there's no restrictions on a woman couldn't play in that league, right?
No, not at all.
It'd be interesting. I mean, there's women's hockey's come a long way.
Oh my word! I coached a girl, Sarah Masson, who's a phenomenal player. You know, she was a lot better than the boys. You know, so I mean, I don't know many women hockey players now around here, but I know Sarah's still around, and you know.
But I mean, there's girls
coming
involved
in
hockey.
Yeah.
Like now, it used to be an oddity to see a girl playing hockey. Now they're playing with the boys as much as.
Yeah. No, that's right. Yeah. No. So.
Another question I had for you was, and it happened, it could come up with the Dennis Weidman stuff that was going on, the abuse of officials. I'm sure that's not something that you guys are going to put up with if that happened.
No, not at all. And I went into the dressing rooms last week, and I told the guys, I said, look, no one in this room's playing in the NHL, and no one in that dressing the referees room are NHL referees.
Right.
So we're all local. We're all just, we all got to get along. People's got to realize that they're out there doing the best job that they can do, and we got to, they're not going to take the verbal abuse. And if you give them abuse, there's already been one or two suspensions, I think, already to players. We're not putting up with it.
No.
So so you're
put up or shut up.
Put up or shut up, or sit there in that box. And I told the referees, I said, don't throw them out of the game. I said, give them a 10-minute misconduct and let them sit right there and freeze to death.
Yeah.
So don't throw them out of the game. It's too easy for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So
where do you see it going? Like, do you think this will go outside of the Charlotte County borders, or you think it'll stay within?
I like to keep it. I can't speak. My personal feeling. I like to keep it in Charlotte County. I think that once you start going outside, and
there's nothing to say that somebody say they wanted to play from St. John, they come down and wanted to play, and everybody knew them, and they knew they weren't going to be.
That's right.
There's room for them, that's for sure. Not right now, but
right. We just don't want no ringers being brought in. We want to keep the teams even, and that's all I care about. It's just again, I don't want to see 11-2 games or anything like that.
Well, it's as I said earlier, it's no fun winning 11-2, and it's certainly no fun losing 11-2.
No, that's right.
If I had my druthers, I'd rather win. But anyway,
and having Jeff there too. Jeff knows hundreds of hockey players, and he knows what kind of talent there are, and he knows that he knows a lot of those guys. So we just don't want to flood the league with.
Do you ever foresee a chance that you would have an all-star game, an interlocking all-star game with one of the leagues in St. John, maybe play a home and home or something like that? Has that been talked about?
Yeah, that's been talked about. In fact, look, I don't know, if it's possible, maybe we can do something at the end of this year if there's enough time, but everything just sort of got going.
Oh, I know. You've had the fast forward button hit, and it's and you're scrambling to get it all in. But I mean, so what you've got coming up is you got the second place and third place teams are going to play off to see who plays the first place team who got a bye, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Blacks got a bye because they finished first.
Blacks finished first, so you're going to have St. Andrews and St. Stephen this Saturday night at 7:30 in the Black Cyber Arena for the first game of the best of 5.
Oh, it's a best of 5. Okay.
Best of the 5. We figured that we can squeeze that in there, so we're going to do the best of the 5 for the first round and best of the 7 for the finals. The second game, I do believe, will be the Thursday night in St. Stephen, and then the week from Saturday will be here at the game 3 will be here at the St. Andrews Arena.
It's good that you spread it out across the county, because I'm sure there's people in St. Stephen who have been starving for it as well, in St. Andrews.
Look, I mean, the St. Stephen game up there we had there last week was phenomenal. Like, it was just it was amazing how many people were talking about that game the next day, and how much they said, oh geez, this is good entertainment for $5.
Yeah, and it's cool that you guys kept the old throwback names, the Silver Kings, the Senators, the Seahawks. I mean, it's did you have to ask anybody about that, or you just kind of went and used the names, or?
No, we just used the names. I mean, the Silver Kings and Black Cyber has always been the Silver Kings. So
and the San Andrews Senators and St. Stephen Seahawks.
Yeah,
I mean, I think the Seahawks in St. Stephen is more of a newer name, because they had other names before that. They used to have the Wheels.
The Wheels,
and all kinds of things like that. But going back a few years, but. It's as I say, it's been a long time coming. It certainly feels like a long time coming. It's only been a matter of a few years, but so you're saying that if everything goes as planned, you will have when she opens up in the fall. You have little tryouts, or you're just going to say you got a pretty good idea. I guess for the viewers out there, if you want to get in on this next year, be watching. You got a website, right?
Website, yeah. Get on the website. And
follow the news.
Follow the news and see what's going on there. But we'll be putting ads out there. Players want it, or if you want to play, and we'll make sure everyone knows. And as far as the team, what team they're going to be on, that's to be determined. We're not going to have a whole slew of number 1 players.
No.
Or
But I guess you guys have all played a lot of hockey as well, so you kind of know when something, like maybe it's you say you're sitting there watching the games. You guys are all there,
right?
So there's no tomfoolery. I mean, if somebody gets slew-footed or something like that, I mean, there's no place for that. I mean,
no, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, you can't have people getting hurt and whatever.
Well, I think that's why we're getting so many phone calls now.
Yeah.
There's been guys out there that are good hockey players, and they've been sitting on the sidelines, and they've been waiting, and they I don't want to, if I'm going to go out there and get my head taken off, whatever. Well, now they see the product out there, and they're seeing 500 or 600 people going to every game, and they see that we're not putting up with the foolishness and things. Now they all want to play.
Well, I think what I come up with and what I gather from this whole thing is, you're not going to put a league out there that you wouldn't play in yourself.
That's right. No.
Like when you were playing hockey, I mean, it gets a little bit old going out there and going home and you're all sore because somebody cross-checked you in the back of the neck or something like that. I mean, that didn't feel good, I'm sure.
No, see, when we played though, there was only one referee. And now there's two referees out there. Yep. So it's harder to get away with things out there. Now, I'm not a big fan of the two referees because I was always one of them cheap shot guys, but and that's why I laugh about Matty Walsh. I said, Matty, you want to watch a show out there now? There's two referees out there, so
exactly.
But it does keep it a lot cleaner, and it's good. So.
Is there an age limit? There's an age you have to be? Do you have to be 19 to play, or?
I think it's 18. I do believe. I think it's 18 to. Well, we're going to tell Mike England he's going to retire within the next 5 years. So,
he's the Gordie Howe of the league.
Oh my word, he'll be playing until he's 60. So
yeah, and as I say, he doesn't look out of place.
Yeah, no, and we got to remember Deke Cheney. Deke's only a year younger. Deke's I think 46, and people don't realize that when they're going out there and playing those kids that are 18, 19, 20-year-olds,
Yeah.
And getting banged around. The first game I saw Mike play. He went home with a black eye, and you know what I mean? He was just never missed a shift.
No, and the thing with Mike is I think he's going to get lunch while they're getting dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I got to say, Greg, this is fascinating, and I told you it would go by fast. I said, and you knew it was going to be just you and I sitting here shooting the breeze, and it will go by fast, and we're running out of time. But I want to thank you for coming on, and urge people that watch it's on the CHCO. CCHL website, all the games that are coming up, all the schedules, the standings, all the results and stuff are all on there, and it's Plus, I think you got the Merle Stewart interview when he was on this show with me. So.
Yeah, Merle's a class. We do miss Merle.
Yeah, exactly.
But all I can say is just to wrap this up, maybe just be there Saturday night. Yep. And come and watch local hockey players play hockey. It's great entertainment. St. Andrews and St. Stephen. The last time they played, I do believe it was a 1-goal game, and this will be the first game in the playoffs. So we're expecting a big crowd. And
usually it's a full bench too. That's another thing. When it comes to the playoffs, everybody shows up, so you're going to see the best playing the best, right? I mean, you're not going to have 5 guys on the bench. It's going to be a full bench, and she should be an interesting game.
Now, St. Andrews ended up 3rd in the league, but we were talking today, and I said, I'm telling you all right now, St. Andrews shows up with a full squad. I think they're the team to beat. Yep. That's just my own personal.
Yeah.
But I think that they show up. The boys want to be prepared to play just because they showed up in 3rd place or
Hey, ready to go.
They're the team, I think. So.
Well, it's been another episode of the Mark Taylor Show. Please join in next week. Thank you.